Welcome back, everyone. We're back on the streams. Hope everyone is doing well. And we'll be starting relatively soon. Who's in here? We got B. Radley. Welcome, welcome. How was my trading day? It was good. We had a pretty aggro day, which was good to have sometimes, right? How's your trading day? Had some aggressive sells. Yeah, I think the market was pretty bearish today, right? I think we all got in some sells if we were in downstream as well. It was a good session. Quick pippage and dash. The usual. The pip and dip. Think it will retrace. Is that a statement? Is that a question? Oh, it is a question. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Let's do the analysis first, and then maybe we'll have a slightly better idea of what price is going to do, right? A lot can happen though, so brace yourselves, right? What do you guys think? You guys think it's going to retrace? You guys think it's going to continue dropping? Put your predictions in the comments below. With the break of the previous 30 highs at 2014, we valid for sells. I mean, are you still currently looking for sells, even though there's no volume in the markets? It's gonna be difficult to trade if you have no volume, right? So just wait for some stuff to print, man. There's no need to rush into it, right? Definitely could see either 2014 or 2023 get tapped for sells. Oh yeah, 2006 right now, right? Yeah, we'll see, we'll see. Let's do our breakdown, our analysis. We'll do a breakdown analysis, and then yeah, we'll see, we'll see. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to some streams. Apologies I couldn't make it yesterday. Had some stuff to take care of, but we are back today. Could see it mirrored to 1995 to 1979. Who knows, man? I don't know. We'll find out though. Stay tuned. Markets are printing very nicely though, I'd say. Like you've you've been moving every day, right? You haven't really been in the same range for the last couple of days, which is good. You're moving because we've been ranging previously for quite a while, and now we're starting to move. So if this is the direction that we're going to go, fantastic, right? We'll continue to go in that direction, and then we can look to jump on the wave. But we have to make sure that is the actual direction first. And then once that we actually get some confirmations, we understand that yes, this is exactly what price is going to do, then cool, right? But who knows? That's the thing. Who knows? I don't know. Do you know? Does the market know? But yeah, welcome back, guys. Welcome back, welcome back. Wow, we've got 20 people in here already. The Zoom boys over here. Hope everyone is doing well. You're at work. Are you sure you should be watching this if you're at work? I mean, thank you very much for joining, I guess. Don't get fired, right? Just gonna remove all drawings real quick. Go to the monthly, and we will be starting in 4 minutes. But yeah, welcome back, guys. Welcome, Zoom. We have the usual squad. Your boss is into trading, so he lets you. I mean, I guess that's fine. I don't really know what kind of boss lets you trade while at work, because then you'll literally just be glued to the charts, right? Well, if you're in a trade at least, right? And W boss for sure, but I don't know about that one. Looks like that company's not making a lot of money, man. Unless it's a funded company. If you're working for FTMO, brother, that's where you want to be. Yeah, don't tell bosses this trick. This one trick. Fucking ads. What do you think about selling from top wick 2008 to 97? We will find out. I have no idea. As you can tell from the screen share, I am currently on the monthly time frame. I can't even tell you where 2008 is and where 1997 is. But if we're bearish, we have some bearish goals. If we're bullish, we'll have some bullish goals, right? Some overall ranges that need to be filled, and overall direction for price. But yeah. Voice breaking? I don't think I have any more voice breaks. I think I'm a little bit too old for that one. Who's the youngest person in here? I know the youngest trader is, within the DVS group, right? All the streamers is Chinez, right? I think he's like just turned 19 or he's like 18 or something. Man is starting at the right age. All right, class. School is going to begin in approximately 30 seconds here. Please take your seats, have your notebooks out, ready. Yeah, man, Janez is 18 or like 19. It's nuts. And he's been trading for longer than me, right? I mean, he's 6 years ahead of me. Like, bro, I wish I started 6 years ago. Imagine where I'll be now. When he gets to, me and Don and I's age, he's gonna be so far ahead. All right, guys, let's get straight into it. Firstly, all right, we always draw a monthly monthly range. So I think we're re-breaking the monthly lows at the moment, which is very, very good. You know, it's showing overall direction for price, right? So we had an overall monthly target, right? Understanding that the previous monthly, even though it was bearish, even though it was bullish, we closed respecting to 2017, right? So since we closed respecting, there's a high chance that price does not have enough liquidity to break out, which is why it closed respecting. So therefore, what you're expecting is potentially price to just range in this area, right? So what is that next step? The next step is to come down to 971, which is your last higher high, I would say, right? So the here, right here. So if that's our overall monthly goal, how can we get there, right? Obviously, if this is the 1 month candle, right, it's going to take a month to print, and it looks like we're edging towards that goal at the moment. We're only like, how many pips away are we? 100 and 150 pips. Sorry, yeah, 150 pips away. Right, not too far, not too far at all. So, I mean, if that's our monthly goal, understanding that, okay, now that we're re-breaking the monthly lows, high chance this is us going to fill the monthly range down to 971. So suddenly, right, the monthly time frame is now suddenly more, like a little bit more useful in terms of our analysis, right? We're understanding that the monthly, if you imagine this was a 5-minute candle, it's come down, right? It's gone back up, retraced, and now it's re-breaking the lows. So what are you expecting once it re-breaks the lows? A steep push, right? Because when you re-break lows, you're creating a lower low on the smaller time frame. In this case, you're creating a lower low on the weekly, on the daily, right? And as that's happening, you're expecting a push, right? You're expecting a foot, right? But as that's happening, right, that we understand this is the monthly time frame, so it's going to take a little bit longer for that to happen. But you know, that's the overall mindset that we have. Mindset is that we're going to come down towards 981, high chance, right? And we're going to fill this range before anything happens, right? Anything being, you know, price could continue to flip back up, monthly could still flip, you know, we still have time, or price could just, you know, continue dropping below, like who knows, right? But we at least have a goal towards 981, which is pretty good, you know, range to trade. So let's have a look at the weekly. Today was Wednesday, so we have 2 more days, right? Thursday, Friday. We do have news every single day, so that could be one of the biggest drivers for any direction price goes in. But overall, the weekly is now very bearish, right? At some point, I think we came back up. We were bullish here after a massive rejection, understanding that there was a high chance you could tap into 2073, which was, I think, right above like these areas. But you haven't, right? So you haven't. What does that mean, right? So it means that if you just kind of draw the lines, you've come up from this area, you know, faked out, came back down here, up here. So you haven't tapped into this bottom of the range yet, right? So maybe you're coming down here before, if you want to continue bullish, can go back up towards 2073, right? So as that's happening, our overall weekly goal, I would say initially, was 2016, 2017 sorts of areas around here, around this area, right? So as we're breaking below now, there's a high chance we're going to fill the next weekly range, right? So let's have a look. Where did price go every time we broke below this area? Right, we broke below, came down towards these areas, came down, we respected, came down towards these areas, we respected on these areas. The first bit of kind of, you know, rejection that you kind of see is approximately around here, I would say. What is that based off of? It's based off of this, right? It's based off of this candle closing around here, based off of this wick, based off of this overall, you know, area being somewhat of a support. But generally, that's what we're expecting, right? So if price wants to continue down, which it definitely can, right? We're expecting if you do get a weekly closure below 2017, there's a high chance that price will continue bearish towards your next weekly goal, right? But at the same time, you also have some pretty crucial levels, I would say. You also have some levels around here, right? Around 2003, which, you know, even though it doesn't really match up with the rest of them, it's your most recent range. And every time you do close below 2003, you do get a pretty clean push down towards at least 1975 on the weekly. Look at this, right? You didn't close below, but you're probably daily close below or something. And you even filled the range here. Here you fill the range, fill the range, fill the range. All of these times you fill the range, right? So wait till the weekly closes to take those, swing positions if you want, whatever, right? But overall, I would say that price at the moment, because we're re-breaking the lows, there's a high chance that price is going to continue driving for a while, right? So what you could see the end of the weekly and the weekly close is this. You could see a bearish candle, something like this, below the range, something like that, right? Where you maybe haven't filled the entire range, but you've come down towards there, right? So if that happens, then cool. We're understanding we've broken below this level, right, at 2003. High chance next candle is going to come up, create a top wick, and then come down to fill the range, and maybe even continue down, right? As it grabs liquidity. Where's it going to grab liquidity? Maybe somewhere around these areas, right? We're understanding that last time price wanted to close below, tapped around these areas, started closing below, right? So overall, if that is our understanding of the markets at the moment, we're understanding we're bearish, right? At the moment, the monthly, the weekly are both showing us signs of bearishness. We've reconfirmed bearishness by re-breaking the lows. So let's go to the daily. Daily, we've closed below here, right? And where is here, right? Here is, I would say, 2018, but I'm actually going to move this here. So we actually have a level right here at around 2006 approximately. I would say you've closed respecting, just respecting. Yeah, look at that line compared to this, right? That is a just respecting candle if I've ever seen one, right? So you've closed respecting 2006. What does that mean? It means that we're still very bearish, right? Understanding that price, at some point in the last couple of weeks, we had a range between here and here. We closed, above the range after grabbing a steeper bottom wick to come up, right? But after we've come up, we've now rejected off of here. We've kind of faked out, continued the bearish motion, right? So as we're coming down, we're expecting after you break this low, so that you get a pretty steep drive off this, which you did, right? From 2013, you had a pretty clean drive towards the next range, which is 2005, 2006. So that was, if you caught that, fantastic, right? But at the moment, right, for the daily and for tomorrow's candle, you kind of have to be a little bit careful because, yes, we're closing very bearish, but how steep is that top wick going to be before we're able to flip and continue down, right? If our weekly is continuing to be bearish, right, but we've kind of filled the weekly range, could this just be liquidity for us on this weekly to flip? We have a lot of news, as I mentioned, right? I think Wednesday was today. We had the most amount of news, like an extreme amount of folders for the US dollar. But tomorrow we have unemployment claims, which is pretty big, right? And then after that we have some more red folders, some orange folders as well on Friday. So you have news every single day, right? In that case, if tomorrow's candle starts popping all the way back up, I wouldn't be surprised, right? Because at any given point, this could be, right, price showing us, okay, we want to actually leave this overall zone around here. And we try to, but we need more liquidity, right? Any given point, price could do this, right? You consolidate this area, break above, grab liquidity, and then go back up. So we need more confirmations to continue either direction, right? If we want to continue going up, then yeah, like sure, we'll see a re-break of these highs. We can definitely take price up to 2073, right? But if we come back up, all the way to these areas, grab, potentially a top wick for the next daily candle, and then start flipping bearish, and then potentially for tomorrow's candle, what ideally could happen if we want sells, right? Is probably something that looks like this, right? Where you have a nice closure below the range, right? A nice, confirmed closure below. Maybe I'll draw this a little bit thicker. All right, something like this, right? So you have a confirmed break of even like these supports, right? You have a wick, you have a top wick, which is pretty steep. So your next candle, what are you expecting, right? You're expecting price to just come down first, right? Because you're continuing the bearish momentum, right? And then if it wants to flip at that point, yeah, cool, it can. But that's the end goal for us, right? Around 1975, right? But again, price at any given point can continue to flip bullish. Previously for the week, we have closed bullish for the week. So, any given point, if this candle does flip, we'll see a pretty clean drive towards 2073, which is, how many pips is that? I think it's a pretty nice range to fill. Yeah, it's like 140 pips. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Um, but yeah, so key things on the daily. I am still bearish. All time frames currently are pointing towards bearishness, but we've closed respecting a level, right? And because we've closed respecting a level, there's a high chance that price needs to make a decision here, right? And make a decision doesn't mean that it's going to necessarily just start reversing, right? Even if it is going to reverse, we're probably going to see a re-break the lows before we're able to come up. But overall, we're expecting that price, if it wants to reject, this is a very strong level for it to reject, right? Your next strongest level, I would say, is towards around 1975, which is our overall next goal if price were to continue pushing, right? But that's overall what I would say for the daily. Daily is very important today, I would say. Let's have a look at the 4 hour. 4 hour, obviously everything has closed below, right? Most recent at least. But your 4 hour is kind of respecting this, right? Overall, I mean, even this level, you see this red line here? It's just above that level, right? So overall, you're respecting. So if your daily and your 4 hour are both respected, what does that mean? It means that there is a chance, and I'm not saying it definitely is, right? There is a chance price needs more liquidity before it can continue going down, right? We have such clean traffic going down, right? But it's just how do we tap into that? How much liquidity do we need before we're able to see this massive drive down that we're expecting, right? Every time you do close below, you tap into at least 1987, which is a very clean range, right? All the way down towards here, that's like nearly 100 pips, right? I would say like 96 something pips like that. And like, but every single time you don't close below, you reject, right? You reject and come up, right? All these times you do close below, you come down. So it's just a matter of the fact that you haven't closed below yet. Look at these, right? You haven't closed below. Cool. Where do you tap next before you're able to continue down? I'll now mark up this as a range because now I'm expecting maybe potentially I'm going to use this instead actually. So maybe I'm expecting liquidity at around 2021, right? The last time we wanted to continue driving down, we drove, after tapping into 2021, and then we started pushing, like really pushing, right? Clean range coming down, clean range coming down. This is the same range that we're mirroring, right? If you're looking here, that clean range down towards 1975. Looking at this, right? Clean range going down, right? Clean range that we mirror. If you look at this side, there's some clean range going up. As you break below, cool, you came down, right? But you also tapped into these areas, right? 2021, maybe even up to 2032. This is a pretty big range overall. But this structure looks cleaner for us because you're coming down, right? You're in a fair structure overall, which is where we're at the moment, I would say. And if we've highlighted this zone, let's look at potentially the daily. How does the daily look, right? The daily looks like it's respected here as well, right? Look at overall range and respected. And as you came back up, you tapped into this area and then you got your push down, right? So if this happens, then it's a pretty clean, it's pretty, solid idea for us to, take potential trades after we tap into 2021. Taking the wick entries at 2021 is difficult because again, you have just closed respecting. But if you want to be slightly more aggressive with it, and because overall you have closed below this range here, taking the wick entry around here is probably safe if price comes up first for the next candle, for your daily candle, and maybe for example, as you're coming up, you're ranging in these areas, and then you're respecting a specific area, potentially like some of these lows here around 2016, and then you pop up for that top wick. And then as you break back into that range to come down, there's a high chance that you could take those sells. So what would that look like? Zoom in a little bit. So let's say you have a level towards 2016 around here, right? Say you come up for the daily candle, no bottom wick, right? That's crucial, no bottom wick. As you come up, let's say you start rejecting right here. So you're, okay, cool, I'm in this range. And then as you come back up, we're understanding that at any given point, price can just continue bullish, right? Because we closed respecting the range. But if it's come up, come back into this area, and then we get some top wicks, which are pretty nice, and then you kind of close back low, we'll take some entries around this point, around 2014 or whatever, to come down to fill that range, which is towards your daily flip, and potential runners all the way down, right? But that's what I need to see. I need to reconfirm that this is the daily high, and that the daily is not going to continue pushing up, because at any given point, price closing respecting shows that you're going to continue going up. right? Yes, so let's have a look at the smaller time frames. On the hourly, you have a bit of a weird thing going on here. 2004, let's look what 2004 is. I'm going to move this down. 2002.8. Have we tapped into 2002? Yes, we have. Okay, so I'm going to say our range is approximately here. Right, so we're in between 2006 and 2008. Oh, sorry, 2002 and 2008. Now, let's go back to our box. What happened last time we were in 2002, 2008? All right, this is the analysis we do. Last time we were here, before we tapped into these areas, cool. We just kind of ranged here for a bit, and then we started just pumping up. All right, this is what I mean. Like, if you're just going up, like imagine yourself in that situation where price is just pushing so bullish, right? You've broken these highs. This is like where people's stop losses are after taking a break below here or whatever, right? So you're expecting price to continue bullish. But once you get a closure back below these ranges, probably on a smaller time frame, you can look to take some trades to continue down, right? And hold runners potentially to come down, and your stop loss would be about here, right? Because that's your confirmed high, daily high, right? If that is the case. Let's zoom into this specifically. Say on the 15. Let's see where we're at. Do I have enough candles? Please. No. Alright, I'm gonna have to. This one trick keeps the doctors away. Alright. Don't tell anybody about this. This is fake. But okay, cool. So you're 15. You know, you were respecting this area again, right? Respecting 2002 exactly like we were. As you're coming back up, what do we see here? We see price is, you know, no bottom wicks here. You've closed above this range. You have a salary kind of going up. Cool. Tap into 2021. You start, you know, faking out. You come back down below, I would say, this range here. As you break below, what I would like to see is probably not this. I probably couldn't have taken anything here. But if price printed in the way which this candle had this top wick, then yeah, I would be sell stops here, you know, taking it probably full down towards this range here, right? Because that's 2016.5 towards 2013, so that's like a 20-30 pip range. That's basically what that's the entire position essentially. Um, but that's what I wanted to see. This no top wick situation is a little bit more difficult, right? Because any given point, this could be a fake out to continue back up, right? So I want to reconfirm that price is going to continue printing bullish, right? But overall, the idea is there. We're understanding that now that you've respected 2002, I'm looking for price to tap in 2021 for overall for liquidity for us to continue down. And because we have so many news folders, I think unemployment claims tomorrow, right? The unemployment claims. I mean, the fuck is building permits, but should be all right. Overall price, if it does move, either you're going to see a very strong push down, right? And by strong push down, what I mean, right? Look left from where price is. Strong push down means that we're going to probably continue to mirror the rest of this traffic to continue down. Sorry, this is the wrong traffic. No, let's not mirror that traffic. That was like ages ago. Let's mirror this traffic instead, right? Coming all the way down towards at least, right? If it's unemployment claims, 1988, whatever, if it does come down. But if it comes up first, then that's even better, right? Because it's showing us that price is going to grab liquidity. But we're not going to get into a sell when price is pushing up, right? That's really bad because you have news. You don't understand where news is necessarily good ahead. So if you're just taking a sell at these points, right, it's not guaranteed that you're going to come down. There is a chance, but it's not guaranteed. And we want to take the higher probability. We want to take the guaranteed setup, right? And what is that? That's going to be as the candle starts flipping bearish, right? Because it's going to be at a 30-minute closure as usual, 8:30, right, a.m. Eastern. And then as it flips, cool. We'll look to take those positions potentially down towards around 1995 sorts of areas and potential runners, right? But that's essentially the overall idea. I am looking for sells, obviously, but I need to reconfirm where that top wick is, right? So I'm just expecting a wick here, We don't have to tap here, right? Wick required, right? Higher time frame wick needed here. So yeah, that's the overall idea for price. I would say we have a pretty nice mirror for price at the moment. You also have, kind of no top wick situation here on the 4. Your 1 hour did have a bit of a fake out to come down, but if price does come back up to these areas, and if it's printing really nice structure, you could potentially even take wick entries, but that'll depend, right? So you need to respect something. If you then come up, yeah, potential wick entries, but you need to respect, right? That's the key thing. It needs to respect. And if this happens during news, I can't take anything. If it doesn't happen during news, yes, potentially, right? So hopefully that makes sense. Pretty normal, pretty simple breakdown, I would say today. I'd give it like a 9 out of 10. Pretty clear because we've been in this range for ages. We thought we were going up, right? Because we had this fake out to go back up. We've broken above, right? Any given point, price could have just continued, but it didn't, right? And now you're re-breaking the lows after re-breaking the highs. Then yeah, cool. We are showing more direction at the moment. So cool. I'm gonna let the dogs out. We have 4 hounds who are now free from their chains. Do your worst.
Yo, let me see.
Yo.
Yo.
Welcome back. Is the music too loud? Is it alright?
All good today?
Yeah, it's alright.
Fantastic. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Good?
Yeah, good.
Tired? Yeah, man. It's like I want to start doing these streams a little bit earlier, but at the same time, I can't get home sometimes until 10:30, or like around 10:30. So there's nothing I can do.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah. Any trades today you guys took?
Took like one.
Yeah.
And I feel like it was valid, but also it wasn't like the best entry in terms of like the cleanest.
Yeah.
So I think it was a 3 p.m. hourly close. It just kind of didn't open up nice. It came down, sort of like broke the lows. Came up made a top wick, and then I took it on the re-break of the lows or something.
Here. Around here then. Where'd you put your stop?
It was
Right
like
here.
at 3, like it was like 306 or something. So it was.
It was this candle.
Yeah.
Right, so you took it here. How much was? I mean, you had a pretty good top wick, man. I mean, you had a closure below. I would say it's pretty fucking valid, man.
It looks to the left like there wasn't that much range.
Yeah.
Left.
Thing is, like, if you look at the hourly, yeah, you may not see too. I mean, like, this is pretty clean range, man. You had quite a lot of range.
This is what I took. It's just I think I took it earlier.
Yeah.
Like 5 minutes earlier.
Right.
Fair. I think it's a pretty solid position.
It came down slightly first, then went up and made a top wick, and then rebroke its low.
Yeah, that was it.
And I took it there, and then it went.
It went like straight back up again.
And then it went like 30 pips drawdown.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah.
And I kind of like panicked a little bit. I was like, oh shit, what about
Yeah.
Just because like it wasn't like my perfect entry. I preferred to get like the top wick first, like, and then flip, break the lows, and drive.
Yeah, I would say in
Did you
these
think
cases,
it would need that much of a top wick?
yeah, no, that's the thing, right? I don't
Because
think you're expecting.
we're in clean traffic. I thought when we break that low, we're gone. We're zooming down.
Because if you look at the higher time frame overall structure, right, you broke up to here above all of these highs after breaking the low. So if you're now re-breaking the low, you should see a pretty clean drive down. Like there's not much, just one less reason for price to kind of struggle here, right? And then if you're looking at the other kind of higher time frames, you also then kind of like grabbed a little bit more liquidity around here. You then got like an overall hourly breakout below this level, right? Like everything is basically aligning at that point. Your 30-minute, your hourly, everything is closing below. It's showing you that it wants to continue down.
There was like something on the left that I was slightly worried about. So if you scroll left, maybe I'll see it. Yeah, maybe it was around these sort of levels on the left.
These. I mean, if you look at most recent left, right, it's just one wick down here.
Yeah,
right?
true.
Which is actually where our wick is, where our sells below is. But like all of this is, price, moving how it wants to, because you have like people getting orders in, whatever. This is when price is already, there's no orders here, which is why it just fucking pushes,
Mm.
right? So what this is what we mean by I think this is what Wix normally talks about. Like you're clearing all this range by doing this massive push here. So now when price wants to this is why we look left, right? Because price has already cleared that entire range. So next time you want to drop, there's a higher chance that price is just going to continue down. And I think your
Yeah.
next kind of resistance, I would say, is around 975, which is pretty clean range. I mean, I was looking for this break at this low even, but I don't. How quickly did price move? Yeah, this 5. I was looking for break at this low, but it's right.
Yeah, it's sort of like we were speaking about yesterday, right? And we said it's not normally the first break of the layout pushes; it's the second.
Yeah, because I mean the thing is, if you look at this, right, it came down, it broke these lows, then came back up. So if it wanted to start reversing, then yeah, cool, right? It probably would have like you'd come back down for another wick and then you'd start pushing back up again, right? But you then started closing, very bearish below overall range around here. I think overall your higher time frames were closing bearish as well, and then just started dropping. So you're expecting pretty clean push, but
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I think I had my first position like here, and it obviously only sells here today, right? But somewhere around here, and then my stop loss was ridiculous. Um, what was my stop? My stop loss was like here.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, 250. And then I kind of just I was like holding through drawdown. This is why sometimes when like it's like 50 pips, whatever. And then I just kind of held through most of that, like it was around here. And then I closed at break even here because you had some pretty strong rejection here. Even though you were so bearish, I was understanding that if you do get into other positions later on, you have so much range to drive. So like, there's no reason to not close there for now, and then just wait for price to print some more candles. But yeah.
Do you know what Don's trade was today? Because I was watching the stream and I didn't fully get it. So
Let me check. Let me check my phone actually. Yeah, he took like what? Pretty. Oh, it was I think similar to where you guys had your trade.
Yeah, it was just before the hourly close. I think I think he was waiting for the hourly close and then went, "Oh shit, it's just pushing. I'm
Yeah,
gonna miss the clean traffic," and then sort of just took a position because there was some small. I think there was a small bit of structure on the one.
yeah, I think at that point, when we discussed that, like, yeah, price is just gonna push on some days, and like you just find the smallest bit of confirmation.
Yeah, there was a like small fake out on the one, and then it rebroke that low.
Yeah, I think usually
and,
when it like
and then we
breaks
took
those,
it, or he took that.
yeah, I think like probably took it like somewhere around here, right? 50, 58, or maybe
Yeah, I think
something
I'm
like
pretty
that.
sure it was the rebreak of that low, basically.
Yeah, yeah. And then I don't think we had any drawdown.
No.
But yeah, that's essentially like that's the thing. Like when you see rebreak the lows on like the 5, the 15, whatever, it's basically you can kind of see this structure forming on the one, right? You coming up, rebreak the lows, right? So as that's happening on such aggro days like this, after the price is dropping, after grabbing liquidity and everything, right? Everything was aligned. Um, there's no reason for price not to drive. I mean, I was hoping. I actually wanted to get in slightly earlier than he did. But I was like, you're 5 to a top wick at that point. You just drove so far as well. You drove pretty aggressively on this candle. Like I wanted to get in here. I think he wanted to get in here as well, but it dropped a little bit too quickly for that. as it's just re-breaking like these areas. You're already like 20-30 pips away. So, but we took it and it was all right. And then there's another position I took, which was below here. And then I closed full here.
It looked like you closed almost perfect on that.
Yeah, I think so. I think I closed like 1 pip away. But I mean, like, look, like, re-break of the news candle low. Cool, clean push.
What made you decide to close that? Was it?
I mean, like, it just dropped too quickly for me, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
Like
it
this?
did just like crater. But
Yeah, and when it typically does that, it's slightly worrying. Because it's like, even if I put my stops to break even, there's a high chance that price will just come back up, retrace, even if it wants to go down, right? So if like, it's just what we've been seeing, I'd say. Like, if price does, like, it just kind of hovers around here and then drops, high chance your next candle, right? Let's say this candle kind of retraces like this candle, so you have like a retracement that looks like this, right? This candle looks like that. Your next candle, high chance, is going to do something like this, and even if it wants to come down. So in that case,
yeah,
right?
I guess we saw that again, that exact thing.
Yeah, if it's going to do that, I might as well exit here because my break even is going to get hit.
Yeah, I guess you might as well exit there and then take the re-break of those, right?
Exactly, right? Because then you've literally captured like this part of the move. You've waited out. You're not in drawdown at all, and then you come back down to this. You just take the next push, right? Because if you took this push here, right, all the way down to your next area here, you could have taken that, and then what we took was just the next break of that low. We just keep taking the break of lows, and that's what I mean by like we just take whatever confirmation we can get. Like this, below here. How many pips was this? This was 20, 24, and then we took another one here. This was what we could have exited around, again, 20 something, right? So that's just what we take if we take these positions where we wait for the liquidity to be grabbed first. As you then come down, break these lows, then we're expecting the hardest drive, right? The cleanest drive out of all the times you would drive. So yeah. But yeah, I've been basically, a lot of the trades that I've been getting into, I've been moving stops to break even at around like the next kind of area or whatever. But then I usually close half, and then the rest of the half hits break even. So I might experiment with, closing more or just closing full at 10. If it runs, it runs. But I think overall, if I start doing that, I probably, I think it's a better decision overall. But we'll see. I'll just keep sample sizing.
I saw a clip from Eunice where he closed 80%.
Yeah, he usually closes 80%. So I think, I guess it just, yeah, I mean, closing 80% is probably not a bad idea. But it's just then your run is really small.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I guess that's just how he manages risk and how he plans that all out. So,
I mean, I guess if he's not catching runners very often, then
yeah, exactly, right? Then it's probably a better. And if the occasional time you do get a runner, then it's like your 20% becomes like 100% or whatever, right?
yeah, I mean, that's one of the things Wix speaks about. Like, he's like, oh yeah, I closed 3/4, and he closed half, and then closes another half, and it's like, I want this final half to make more than what I've already made.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
Yeah. But I think we're still yet to catch like a really decent runner, I would say, for price with Don. But it'll happen. It'll happen. I think if we got in any earlier today, there would have been a chance for runners. But because we got in quite late, it was difficult.
I mean, you say that, it still drove another 100
Oh yeah,
pips.
100%. But like, I think the issue is if we had like a position around these areas, we would see the break of these lows and expect the push. Whereas like after you've broken these lows, you don't know how far it's going to continue going down. So if you have a position anywhere below here, you're kind of worried like, oh, when is it going to stop? Whereas if you have a position around here and then it breaks this low, then you've at least captured like anything between here and here, right?
Yeah, I mean, then you're in a range 2 breakout, right?
Yeah, and then essentially you're guaranteed. You can probably move your stop loss to like below these lows or whatever, and then just kind of have it run. I mean, if you
I would
had
probably-
your what?
I would probably also say because price was struggling and not
Yeah.
like a straight push, and that also made it or makes it like worrying psychology wise for us.
Yeah, I would say so. I would say like, so when it struggles like this, there's a high chance that it's because either there's no volume, nobody's trading, or it's because there's not enough liquidity. It's just, I would say that those are the two main things. And once you get like a breakout above or a breakout below, then you start getting more indication of what's actually going on. But psychologically, I think it's also a good thing to kind of be more wary when price is ranging, because when it's ranging, there's no direction, right? You're just in between here. So psychologically, you should also kind of wait and be patient and get that overall breakout above or below. That's it. Some guy took 1,000 pips. Oh yeah, 1,000 points, right? I asked you if it would hit 2,000. I just closed my position and took 1,000 pips. Well done.
I had a question about like sort of the difference between ranging and sort of creating structure. So on like the 30,
Yeah.
wait, maybe I can just draw like this. Wait, like this bit.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like we're creating structure up, and then we sort of come back into the original range and then break the lows. Is that similar to like the range and break the lows?
So I would say, first of all, let's say we have a range between here and here, right? Overall, we had a breakout below. You could have waited for something and reconfirming it break the low, then yeah, cool. This is kind of your top wick, and then it re-breaks. But overall, you've kind of got this one range, and then if you extend this over, I'm gonna move this to around like here. You have like a second thing here, right? Overall, that's kind of how I would separate it. And what it's kind of showing is that, okay, cool, we've come down, right? You've then continued to break the low. You've come up, right? You've broken some of like, this is quite a few highs. Like, what's the duration here? Like all the way to here. This was like 7 hours, right? So you've broken all of those highs, and as that's happening, right, you're still closing respecting this level at 2030. So I think we were expecting some steeper liquidity, but as you were coming up, you were printing structure to come up, and then suddenly you just broke these lows, right? So what we wanted, I think, was probably a steeper top wick, because as it's trickling up, there's a high chance that you're just in this range overall. If you look at this as like a 30, right? Let's just keep that there. Your hourly is just in a massive hourly range. This is just your hourly range. So in terms of like the best position to get is probably liquidity out before you can get back in, right? So essentially you coming up, let's roll this, coming up above, right? And then as that's happening, you then close back into the range with a top wick and then continue down. Then it's like, yeah, okay, cool. We've broken above this area, we've grabbed liquidity, and we'll continue going down. But this structure is just, I would say, it's not printing. It's printing structure on the smaller time frame, but on the higher time frame, it's not showing us clear structure. Right? Like you could also argue that, like on the hourly, you had this, right? You were respecting all of this. And all of a sudden you got a breakout above and you close back below. Yes, you could have said this is structure, but if you just look at the bigger picture, right? You have so much traffic here, noise. Your kind of overall level that you were expecting price to grab liquidity at is probably around these areas, right? If it wants to continue driving down, because look, this is your next top of the range, or like at least around here, right? But you never did. So I wouldn't say in terms of the higher time frame we got any positions. So in that case, I would say you'd probably had to wait for a clear breakout, probably a top wick to continue down. But in our case, I think we just chose this. Which time frame did we get the trade on? So I think I took this one based off of the 30 or the 15. think the 15. Yeah, so I think I saw this where we had, a level going across here. You respected, you go up, right? Going up, you broke the highs, and on the 15 you came back down. Celery came down, right? So I think I got in a position earlier, even. I was in a position earlier, even on the 5, as it rebroke this area to come down. I was expecting to fill the range towards 2017 first before doing anything, even if it was liquidity to go up. Because if you wanted liquidity to go up, I was expecting price to do this and then go up. But if you were looking at the hourly or whatever, you probably couldn't get any trades, which is why I think Don didn't get any trades until all the way down here, after like close to the hourly close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's like that difference between sort of like the larger like 1 hour range and then sort of 30-minute trading structure up. And sort of zoom out a little bit and see what's happening in like a larger range.
Yeah, I think on days when it's like we were expecting price to just continue because the daily closed so bearish, right? We weren't expecting this massive bearish closure, but clearly, price is rejecting. And like, if price wanted to go up, this was a fake out to go up, it would have, right? With news. But news kind of pushed down, and then after news, you didn't really, like, it didn't continue to go back up. So as you started re-breaking the lows, you had, at that point, clear direction, I would say. So after it rebroke the news candle low, that was pretty clear direction, because if your news candle couldn't push you up, it's going to be difficult to grab liquidity. You need deeper liquidity before you're able to go up, I would say.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Yeah. But again, like, we have so much news tomorrow and on Friday. So if price wants to start reversing, this is actually, actually, imagine this is a fake out for us to continue back up, which can happen. Definitely can happen. Especially now that you've closed respecting like 2006.5 for 0.3 or something. And then your weekly would flip, your monthly would flip. Like, this is why there's so many cases for both buys and sells. It just needs to make sense for you and make sense for, the time frame that you're playing. Like, for example, on the 4 hour, the daily, the 4 hour, I'd say is, you're more bearish, you're looking for price to come down or whatever, but, expecting a top wick. But if you're expecting the top wick, it's not going to be a higher time frame play, because the top wick isn't going to be the first move for price to just start driving up, right? After the top wick here, if price wants to drive up, it's going to come back down, break the lows, and then continue up. So at that point, then the daily starts flipping. So the cycle we're currently in is price is still driving down, and we're looking to get entries to continue down. Whereas if you want to wait for the cycle for price to start printing bullish, right? We're thinking about, okay, price needs to start coming up, show us that it's closing bullish above certain ranges, whatever, comes down for a bottom wick, and then coming back up again, right? So that's the kind of cycles that you have to play.
Yeah.
So if we're just identifying this push, right, 4 hour daily, we have just a very aggressive push. So if we do want to, like, and we just rebroke this low, higher chance it's going to come down first, right? 1991 is probably pretty achievable for the monthly goal. Where it wants to tap after that, which is around this area, right? 1990 is around here. Once it taps around here, it could come down to 1975. But it just depends on where the monthly is going to close as well. If the monthly closes below the range, watch out for a fake out, right? Because on the monthly time frame, very bullish. So if you fake out and start going back up, high chance you're going to start, once you re-break this high, you can fill up to here, and that's a huge range, right? This is 600 pips, 650 pips. So yeah, that is what I would say. But I think the breakdown was pretty self-explanatory, right? Just top wick, like the same mirror, essentially, like as what we were looking at here. 2 boxes, right? One on the higher time frame, one on the smaller time frame. Just zooming into what we're expecting before price does anything. if price doesn't even drive down, so if you get an entry around here for some reason, right, because it's printing good structure or whatever around these sorts of areas respecting 2017, and then comes up, cool, yeah, like I wouldn't be looking for runners up here though, because at any given point the daily could just continue breaking up. So I'd probably close full, somewhere within this range. But then if the daily were to flip and then start closing below where we have our level, which is 2002, then cool, we can probably look for top wicks, maybe as we're re-breaking, as we're closing below, maybe top wicks around 2010 to 2014, this sort of range here. And then as you're doing that, we'll look for wick entries to continue down. So what will that look like? That'll look like price closing below here, right? Price like closing like this, right? And then your next candle comes up, creates a top wick, and then continues down. And then we'll have entries like potentially around these areas. And these are the runners we would be attempting. I wouldn't be attempting runners here. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah.
It's just like what does price need to print before it's able to do that, right? If you're up here, high chance that if you want to continue down, you can, right? Because bottom wick or whatever the situation is. But you're all the way up here. Price is bullish in the short term. Price could continue to go back up, right? But now if you've rebroken this low, you've shown even further direction. That's the confirmation we need. That's why we can get into more concrete wick entries and sells below. So that's what I would say.
I was looking at a similar sort of thing for 2035 today, like during the start of New York sort of.
Yeah. I think we were looking around this area, but we didn't get it, so difficult to get entries, but it's right.
Yeah.
Mr. Future or Biz, you have caught many, many pips. Well done, well done. What do you want me to say? You look like you can do analysis, brother. You should step in for some streaming. Do you stream? I'm a fan. Gold is going to 3,000. Ask yourself why it would go down. For 16 months, it has been bullish. Why would it reverse now? Man, that's such a good point. Looks like I'm going all in. I mean, if you trade and you catch 1,000 pips, well done, man. Like, clearly it's profitable for you. I'm just taking what looks profitable for me. I'm not going to suddenly change my strategy, hunt for 1,000 pips when I know this is a strategy I can make work for myself. But I respect all strategies. And if you stream, yeah, that's good. Share your analysis with people. People can have things to learn. If you're capturing 1,000 pips constantly, yeah, pretty sure I'd want to learn from you as well. But my Discord closed? Brother. You have the whole DVS Discord. Any other questions in general for the boys?
No, not really.
All good. I need to get my microphone set up.
Oh,
So,
what do you think of the fake out at like 11:45, 12
yeah, you were asking.
on the 15?
On the 15.
Yeah.
11. So this
11:45. Yeah.
This fake out.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that was a fake out. I would say your level is probably around after this closed like this. I'd probably say your level is around here, 2023. Looking left, you have some overall 2023 looks okay with this wick. Some of this. I would also say a fake out is more in the direction against price, right? So I would say if say we had a level here, right? I would say the fake out in terms of like something that you could probably take is probably if price did this, it closed above on a bearish day and then continued to go back down, then you could probably look to take this down to fill the range wherever that is, like here or like here, right? But this is a very, very small fake out that you're looking at, which potentially would only take you up towards here, right?
That's still what, 20 pips.
I mean, it is, yeah, but then you're trying to catch 50% of the range.
Yeah.
I mean, it's doable, but I mean, what did it look like on a 5? 5 you had, I mean, it's not too clear. You had a level around here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a difficult one. Difficult one. Thing is, if it came down, broke some of these lows here, and then started closing back above, and then also had a bottom wick, yeah, maybe a position to go up. But I'd need a pretty steep bottom wick. Like, what it would need to look like is potentially for price to like close down here, like continue down, and then as you're closing back above, like this, your next candle breaks the lows and then flips. I'll look for that, and then as that's going, I'll probably look to take it up to wherever. But that would need to happen. So this candle probably would need a bottom wick down to like, I don't know, at least I would say like these areas. Yeah, I think the ranges there are just a little bit small. It'd be difficult to take. Doesn't mean that it's not playable, but yeah. I think generally price is printing relatively nicely for the past couple of days. All right, like this was Wednesday today. This was yesterday. We had news yesterday as well, right? Pushed down and then all the way back up and then down again. Rebreak of this low after the news candle, yeah, just start going, right? When it rebreaks news candles, it typically just starts popping. Here you didn't pop, you had a late pop to come back down, but overall was not bad. I mean, how many pips did Jordan have to sit through if you got in there? 100? Ah, that's right, your stops are probably here.
Yeah, like for the, you know how I told you how I was thinking about like changing the risk on the news positions? It has to be like, it has to be like the first 5 minutes after news, because that's when the volume's there. Because then if it's not, or it just depends, you know. I feel like there it has to meet a certain criteria.
Yeah. I mean, that's just the kind of same thing with all our trading, right? Like we have to see the specific criteria get met before we get into the trade, anyways. Right? Oh, daily open. Wow. How many pips is that? 25. See, look, why are we gapping up? It's just we constantly gap up.
I think the past 2 days opened bearish.
Yeah, I think we have, but what was it, 2300? Here we came down bearish and then we went up. Bearish first down how many pips?
But it hasn't been like
23.
gapping down.
Yeah. Today's, I mean, off the open, that's pretty strong. But we'll see. I mean, I wanted to push up, right? Obviously, I wanted to push up. If it pushes up, breaks some of these highs, starts ranging somewhere, I would say like anywhere below like here. Yeah, anywhere, if it starts ranging around here is good. But it just needs to find somewhere to stop, right? If it's here, cool. If it's not, if it's here, that's fine as well. Like it just needs to stop somewhere. And as it stops, you can then look at like, okay, so price is still respecting this overall area. If you then get an overall closure, let's say a bullish closure as you're coming up to the support, right? You then close respecting, something like this. Next candle comes all the way up to these areas, and then you flip, right? I mean, you're understanding that, taking the wick entry is slightly difficult, right? But as you flip, you have this range to fill down here, which is 20 pips, and then you have potential runners down, right? So that's the position we'd hunt for. But yeah. But if price, with news just prints down and we start consolidating in these areas, then we might not even get that higher time frame wick, right? And as we close back below, high chance what we could take after news is if prices come up to these areas, you suddenly just gap down like this, right? With no top wick, and it's just kind of like this. Wait for a 5 closure. Next candle, if it comes back up to like tap around 2002 or like maybe even somewhere around these sorts of areas here, 2006, and yeah, we'll look to take that down. Potentially wick entries at that point, but we'll see. Yeah. But price is nice. Price has been printing well. Yeah, also Johnny, I think you asked me about that spreadsheet thing. So I spoke to Don. Essentially, yeah, I'll probably start releasing it to you guys. Just to have a look at to get your input as well as like a thing to develop together. But obviously, I don't know all the stages to full profitability, right? I only know as much as I know to like my full journey till now, till today. So I've kind of told Don to fill in some of the gaps, but he's also like, yeah, there's so many more stages which I don't know as well. It's like, fuck. But we'll share what we have at the moment.
I was just like, I know the section you've already filled is definitely the bit I'm in, so just assume
yeah,
that
I'll try to just I'll send it across to the group as a thing. I'll pin it in the chat. But I'll probably need you guys to send me your emails because then I can share the access for you guys. But yeah, I'll do that individually. If anybody wants it, then yeah, I'll send it across. But yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Is that from like today?
The meeting from with Don.
No, like you're good to let us see.
Yeah, from today is fine. Yeah.
Right, cool.
Because then I can like you guys can give me input. I can like develop as well because I might not because I'm only capturing the stage to the best of my knowledge, right? Because maybe the stage is slightly different for you guys and slightly different for other people. So getting different people's point of view and angles is very important as well. But yeah. Look at the daily. You're leaving an FVG. I'm afraid I don't really know what an FVG is. But yeah, I do think price should come down. You are very bearish. High chance, the fair value gap. Yeah, I don't really know. Like, I mean, obviously,
that still means nothing.
Thing is, like, what does fair value mean? If you really break it down, what does fair value mean in terms of people putting in orders for buying and selling? I don't know. Like, that's why I'm asking. Like, I hope you can explain it to me, but there's so many questions. I just see that the price, daily has closed bearish. I'm looking tick sales. I'm a simple man. Thing is, though, sometimes I feel like if we have all of our analysis that we do now, and then we look into that kind of all the tools, indicators, or whatever, then we can really choose the ones which like fully align to what we are looking for. And at that point, it might be maybe useful, and we can kind of like justify the use of multiple indicators or whatever to help us along our way. But thing is, once you kind of read price just by candles, it's so hard to go towards like, oh yeah, I need an indicator or whatever. Maybe it's an ego thing.
I mean, the thing is also, for Don, he's found something that works, right? So, to a certain extent, why would he change it?
Yeah, exactly right.
Like, if he's not lost in like 4 months or something.
Yeah, exactly. The gap always has to be filled. So does that mean that once you identify a fair value gap, your win rate is 100%? I mean, if so, I'm fucking switching to fair value gap, brother. I mean, like the way you're saying it is, it's like it has to be filled, right? Like if I can find something on the markets that's like 100%, yeah, your
It
win
has
rate's
to be
85.
filled as long as you have 1,000 pip stop loss.
Yeah, I mean,
But
like
then
you,
also at the same time, these fair value gaps like can still get closed or like filled.
yeah. I mean, like that's the thing, right? Your win rate's 85%. I think our win rate's around that as well. You know, I think Don's most recent win rate is 100 for the last like 5 months, whatever. We don't trade fair value gap, right? But I'm not saying that fair value gap doesn't work. I'm saying it definitely does work because some people are profitable. You know, some people like yourselves. So I mean, every strategy works to some degree, right? Just choose one and stick to it. You know, we've chosen to stick with just pure technical analysis. Candles are my friends. I don't have many friends. Actually, I have a lot of friends. So many fucking candles here.
Whatever works for each individual, right?
Exactly. I mean, to some degree, I do think that, you know, people have to go around testing different strategies and whatever. But to some degree, I think it's mainly just testing like, oh, are you, you know, do you like higher time frame trades, which, you know, potentially play out over days or whatever, or do you prefer lower time frame trades and like scalping, right? So swinging or scalping. I think that's the main question you have to ask yourself. I'm less comfortable with like very long term trades, like, you know, when they hold it for like, you know, like when you buy a stock and you just like seeing it grow year over year, and it's like you're still in the trade after 5 years, and it's like hasn't fucking moved. I think that's just like a waste of time. But that's why I kind of came towards scalping as the main thing. But swinging like over a couple of months is also okay. Hey, Phobic. You want to start closing 80% and let run? Yeah, I think if Janez is doing that, it's probably, you know, it's not a bad strategy. I mean, it might work for us quite well because typically what we try to catch is just a small piece of the overall move, right? So there's a high chance that, you know, if our entry is, for example, a breakout after not too much liquidity has been grabbed, there's a high chance you're going to hit break even. So closing 80% could be quite good.
I mean, I don't know if that's only something he does on London session though, because there's less volume.
Maybe.
And then once it hits his like break even level, it's unlikely to push through and run.
Yeah.
But you'd like have to ask him.
Yeah. Who knows? Who knows?
I assume it's something he's sample sized though.
Yeah. No, definitely he has. I just thought about this, like, you know, all the people who previously like just think about, oh, like, oh yeah, Don's gonna lose the next trade, and then after that, I'm gonna go like double risk, or whatever. They haven't traded in 4 months.
Oh, yeah, true.
But the thing is, even after it makes no difference. I don't understand that. There's no difference in the probability of him winning or losing based on whether he lost the last one or not.
But to them, it's like they're trying to play the game of DonVo, right?
What like play?
They're trying to treat
Yeah,
Don as like a thing, and then just play him as a probability.
the
Which,
probability if he loses one at this point is that he's missed something. So he's, you know,
yeah,
that might suggest he's going to miss something again.
yeah. I think he's been so switched on for the past like couple months.
It's like saying like the last, I don't know, last roulette spins are like have been black, so the next one has to be.
It has to be red, yeah.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't work like that.
But I want to calculate like I don't know if you guys did like statistics in school, but like there's like like I want to know how statistically significant it is to have a 59 win streak. Like, what does your win rate need to be? Like, so for example, if your win rate is 50%, right? Like even a 10 win streak, it's like basically impossible, right? But if your win streak is if your win rate is like 90%, then what is that like impossible kind of win streak number, that value? I want to calculate that.
Well, I mean, you say the win rate is 90%, but the streaks would suggest it's higher, and it's just older data from
Yeah, exactly, right? Because you've improved.
from before when he understood.
Exactly,
So
which is why like
he's picked up.
yeah, like
Over, the
after
past
he
2
kind of
years, that's made
after
a
he
big
reached what
difference.
25, 30, I was like, yeah, I mean, there's a high chance you're just gonna continue just not losing for like the next 50, 60 trades, even up to like 100 win streak or whatever. Because with the way he's like, if he's starting to improve even more now, he's just building on top of his current win streak, right?
I mean, there's the one he took. He took an L off stream though.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was. Yeah, I forgot when that was.
Like November or something.
Yeah.
October. It was a while ago.
It was a big loss, right?
Yeah, I think he moved his stock or something.
Yeah. People with 0.01 can't join Don? I don't think so. I think if you're trading a 0.01 lot, right, as long as it's like, not like if your account size is $10, then yeah, it's a little bit difficult, right? Because you can't really risk. But overall, you can trade any account size. Like anything above like $100 or like around $100, you can trade. I'm trading $100 right now with the strategy. Like I've got multiple accounts. One is $100. I'm using 0.01. One is like 2K or whatever. That it was like 1.5. Now it's like 2.1 or something. Same strategy, just different lot size, right? Guys, may I ask a question? I would like to know something. Of course. By typing those two sentences out, you've already kind of slowed down your question. Yeah, phobic. Yeah, I think you're on it, right? He also has $1,000 account. And that's, I mean, it does work. It's just you have to be able to manage risk. And I think that's probably the thing people struggle with the most, just risk management. No, I'm not. I have a job. It's not like I'm trying to hide my job, bro. I have a job. That's why I don't have too much stress from trading, right? Because if trading doesn't work out, I have a job. If trading works out, cool. Maybe I can quit my job. I'm making per week 30+%. Is that like good, or how long have you been trading, Brendan? $1,000 account, best lot size. Lot size, I would say 0.1. Is a pretty good lot size. So like how long have you been trading? Just in total, like your trading experience. Because like if you've been making 30% week over week for the last year, right? Then that's fantastic, right? How my props going? Yeah, so I have one which I passed with uh, Kieran's higher time frame bot, and now I'm just trading that with like quite a low lot size. I think like 0.5% risk, just because it's already a funded account. So I'm just trading them like one trade at a time. I've linked everything up with social trader tools, one at a time. No rush. Where did Brendan go? Why should people listen to you if you don't live from trading? Sorry, my mistake. I've been living from trading for 5 years and I've been trading for 12. Wow, fantastic. I'm not forcing you to stay, bro. Do I have to be living from trading for people to learn something? Have I got my first hater? Holy shit, I made it, guys.
He's gonna start his own stream, and then you're gonna have like streamer beef.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Isn't that the goal of everyone? Like getting a hater or his first hater?
Yeah, honestly though, Don and I were like speaking earlier on, and it's like he's at a point like mindset wise, he's at a point where like just kind of talking to people who aren't really at the same kind of level of I would say generally success or like his successful mindset as him kind of just slows him down. Um,
Hmm.
and at that point, it's like you have so many people, like haters or not, right? People who just kind of want to see you lose so that they feel better. And at that point, I just told him, like, yeah, like this is why you need to create like a full organizational structure for DVS so that you just continue doing what you do best and just ignore the noise, right?
Hmm.
But yeah,
Wait, actually, if I think about it, Elvis, this might be your YouTube banner.
yeah, yeah. Where did Brendan go? I want to answer Brendan's question. Okay, let me ask you this. Oh, my name is Evolution. Fantastic. If you wanted to learn how to run a company, would you listen to somebody who just started out with somebody? Well, I've started a company. I've made a successful exit. Actually, I've started multiple companies. Sold my most recent one after we made 6 figures on Kickstarter. And after that, we sold it to a marketing expert. And then we found jobs. Now we're starting a new company. Brilliant. So your stop loss is never more than 20 pips. In most cases, 5 to 10 pips. I think if that's a strategy that works for you, right? If you're able to kind of keep your stop losses like that, and you're still getting relatively good wins, right? And by wins, like if you have a very small stop loss, right, but you have a like let's say your win rate is like 50%, 60% or whatever. If you have a positive RR in that case, then it's fine, right? In the case where you have really big stops, right, and you don't really hit stops very often, you have a higher win rate, like 80%, 70%, or whatever, and at that point, right, then your RR can be negative because as long as you win, right, as long as you're winning more times than you're losing, you can have a bigger stop. So if going back to your point, right, you're making 30 plus percent per week. I guess like there's two things. Like if you are constantly making that, then yeah, fantastic. That's great. Right? We want to see you win. We want to see everybody win. But if you're making 30 plus percent, most recently, you have to ask yourself, is that part of you just over risking on your trades? Or is that you potentially doing something different and you're trying to make money, like some sort of FOMO that's going in, some sort of greed, right? But yeah. I mean, I hope that helps. Like, if you actually have been trading for like 4 years and you are like consistently making 30 pips, 30 something percent, right? Then, yeah, fantastic. Maybe you should be teaching us, right? Future, you came here to learn from another pro trader. I mean, that's sad for you. I am not a professional trader. Looks like you should go, brother. Don is professional. Yes, he has. So he can live with it. Yes, he can. Yeah, of course that's why I listen to him. Man is profitable. That's why I'm listening to it. Yes, I am. It is like, I swear to God, like what? This is every single day. I think I say this is Don's strategy, the DonVo strategy. I think I post it everywhere as well. It's not my strategy. This is DonVo strategy. Brendan, join you? Yeah, man. Let me know how to trade your strategy. Let's review it.
I mean, isn't it also that we all start somewhere? Like, what?
Yeah, man.
I mean,
That's
Don
right.
also started somewhere and like started teaching already and then made his million. And I mean, we all start somewhere. So
Yeah, I mean,
I don't really get that argument. So
why should people listen to not directly to Don, but to me, right? Okay. I'm
Yeah.
not stopping you from listening to Don. It's not like I'm gonna come over to your house and be like, no, you can't listen to Don right now. No, you can't.
I think if you're not a full-time trader, why, like, you can't teach. Like, I think that's the funniest argument, because even if I was a full-time trader, I don't think I would just like, who would want to just like fully trade as your only, like, I don't know, business. I think, because I think if I would just more want to have like trading, like almost like Wix, like have trading and then he has his other businesses, but trading is like his main income.
Yeah, I think trading just enables you to do a lot of stuff. Trading is like, it gives you the
I
financial
think it's a
freedom.
dumb argument though to say that someone's not a valid trader just because that's like trading's not the only thing they do.
I mean, let's be honest. There is no argument here. It's just if you want to listen to Don, I'm not stopping you from listening to Don. You don't have to be here. It's a live stream. It's public. Right?
I mean,
Yeah, irrelevant. The chat guy is irrelevant, but just in general, like just thinking of like trading success. Like once you like fully successful in trading, like I feel like, yeah, like you said, it just enables you. Like if you want to run a business, you can. If you don't, then you don't. Then it's. But I think it's yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, at the end of the day, we're just chilling. Just a bunch of boys thinking about some candles in our dreams, discussing it when we're awake. That's about it. Why you gotta do this to us? Now I'm gonna dream about you instead of the candles. Alright, I think he's gone, guys. We did it. Well done, well done.
I mean, you take his argument to its logical conclusion, and it just doesn't make it
Yeah.
simple.
Oh, he's back.
Never mind.
It's just writing a paragraph. That's all.
It's right.
Elvis, you're not professional anymore from this day.
Yeah, I'm not professional, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna have to end all the streams. I'm gonna have to.
Yeah.
This is it. My career is done, guys. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you actually be hearing from my lawyer, bro.
Oh wow, Pazza just sent me. He just sent me an image of Future or Biz's Elite Pack, $150 for the first month, then $100 monthly. You get trading alerts and signals for obviously the 1,000 pip trades. You get a semi-automatic AI analyzer. Wow. Guide to crypto. Looks like a pyramid scheme.
Join here and invest in yourself.
Holy shit.
Brendan, did you send a link? I don't see your link, brother.
Oh man, what is this?
Did you see it?
EA economy. EA economy. Okay.
I mean, man, at the end of the day, I just like candles, right? I like green, I like red. What can I say? I'm gonna look at the charts. Whether that's you being here looking at, me looking at the charts, or if you're not here, I'm still gonna look at the charts. It doesn't matter if I'm professional. I like the charts. I love the candles, bro. I like wicks, man. Wicks really get me going. Candle closures above and oh wow, above and below ranges. Whoa.
Wix gets you what?
Yeah, no, don't clip that. But yeah, guys, I'm probably gonna end it. Any last questions before? I mean, we'll be back tomorrow anyways. But any last questions? No? Safe. Cool. Yeah, Zooms. I will see you tomorrow if you're all here.
Yeah.
Easy. Cheers for joining up, guys.
Cool.
Have a good
Thanks
rest
for
of
the
your day.
Cheers.
Yeah, no worries.
Cheers.
See you tomorrow.
See you guys.
Good day.
And YouTube Live. Yes. Thanks for joining up. It's been a good session. Yeah, I think today's analysis is pretty clean. Overall, I would say relatively, clean setup that we're looking for, right? Price is printing how we kind of want it to print, no bottom wick. We just need it to continue pushing up, right? We don't really know where it's going to go until it kind of taps either 2021 or starts re-breaking the lows and taps into potentially like 1995. And those are the kind of two levels I'm looking for price to tap into. And at that point, price can make decisions. What do you think about top wicks to 14.16? I mean, it's difficult to take a buy up to 14.16. It's difficult because first thing, you are very bearish, right? Taking the buy doesn't make sense. You have no bottom wick for the daily. It's difficult, right? Taking the sells at 14 whatever, I mean, it's also slightly difficult because you don't know how high this is going to push, mainly because your 4-hour and daily has closed respecting here, right? This is your level, 2006, goes across here as well. So any given point, you could just reject. So if you do, I would say if you do get a sell at 2014, it's slightly higher risk. I'm not going to say that it won't play out, right? It still can. Yeah, Brennan, I didn't see your link, but if you just send me a message on EvolutionDVS, that's my Instagram, and yeah, just hit me up there. We can chat. But yeah, thanks for joining up, guys, and we'll see if this plays out tomorrow, right? I'll just keep this here. I'll take like a screenshot or whatever, and then we'll see. But I'll see you all tomorrow. Thanks for joining up, and peace. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.